Well, hello, Cruise and Crop. Hey, congratulations, 300 crafting cruises. That is a lot of joy that you guys have brought into a lot of people's lives. So my name is Julie Salva, and I am with Stamp and Shine with Julie Salva. I have actually booked my second official Cruise and Crop cruise. It's called the Stamp and Sail Cruise, and I'm doing it with my friends, Melissa Faust and Deborah Harrison. We're going to be sailing in October of 2026 out of Galveston, going to the Western Caribbean. And I'm so excited about it, but there's bad news for y'all because it's full. It's sold out. Over a year ahead of time, it's sold out. But if you're interested, you should take a look at it because waiting lists aren't bad. Somebody could always cancel. All of which to say, when I hesitated about what number cruise this was for me, it was because I actually went on a Cruise and Crop cruise first. I wanted to see what it was all about. I've been a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! For 22 years, and I thought, this sounds fun, but I need to see how it's done. And when I went on my first one, I loved it, and I knew that I wanted to book one. So I booked one to Alaska, and then this one in 2026 will be the Western Caribbean. And hopefully we'll get another one booked in 2027 as well. So our cruise tends to focus on card making, 3D items, and a little bit of scrapbooking. So I wanted to show you guys a couple of projects that are typical of the types of things that I like to teach. So if you're ready, welcome again to Stamp and Shine with Julie Salva, my YouTube channel. And congratulations again, Cherie and team. That is well done and amazing. All right, let's create. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you two projects, and I am going to solve a problem that we all have. And that problem is being a paper hoarder. You heard me. You heard me. You know, if you're a scrapbooker, a stamper, a crafter of any kind, especially in paper crafting, you have a plethora of pattern paper. In Stampin' Up! World, we call it designer series paper, but I have a lot of it, and I bet you do too. So I'm going to show you how to make the easiest little box. I think you'll love it. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut your paper to 8.5 by 5.5. You can make this with pattern paper. You can make it with cardstock. It's totally up to you. Once you've cut your paper to 8.5 by 5.5, you're going to do a little bit of scoring. And I'm sure that you've got a scoring blade, a scoring apparatus of some sort. And this box is called a 2468 box. And that's easy to remember because that's exactly what your scoring dimensions are. Okay, 2468. Let me make sure I've cut this down properly. I want that to 8.5, and I want this to 5.5. Okay, it's time to score. Now, in my world, when I do a video with my people, I always take this blade right here, the darker one, and I say it's time to park the dark, because this is the cutting blade, and I don't want to cut. I want to score. This trimmer does have a scoring blade on it, though, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to score at 2 inches. A little tip, when you're scoring on pattern paper, it's not as thick as cardstock, 4 inches. So you want to do a light touch, or else you'll rip through the paper. Ask me how I know. 6 inches, and then open up my arm. This arm goes all the way out to 17 inches, which is great. And 8 inches, okay? So across the 8.5 inch side, I'm scoring at 2, 4, 6, and 8. Hence the name, 2468 box. Then I'm gonna go right down to the bottom, and I'm gonna score at 1 1/4 inches, okay? So that's it. That's all the scoring that you need to do for that 2468 box. Then I'm gonna fold on my score lines. And I don't know about you, but I always recommend using a bone folder. You want to break the fibers of that paper, especially when you're doing a 3D type project, because you'll get those crisp lines will make your project a little bit more durable, and it's just going to look better. So I always recommend taking a bone folder. And I created this word, bone folding. I don't know if it's a real word, but it works for me. Okay, and then I'm going to fold up there at the bottom. Okay, so pretty easy. Now, all we're going to do is cut on these score lines up to this score line. So you'll cut your vertical score line up to the horizontal score line. You guys are going to love this box. It is perfect for little shower gifts, any kind of party, the holidays, birthdays, any party favor, any small gift that you're giving somebody, maybe a little bit of jewelry or some candy, I mean, whatever. You can put whatever you want in here, but it is, I mean, it is so easy. In fact, I am getting ready to make 100 of them for an event that I have coming up. Now, I recommend when you're doing a 3D project that you use a really sturdy adhesive. So you could use your regular tape runner if you want to, but I love tear and tape. It's a double-sided sticky tape and it is gonna hold. So I'm gonna put a little bit right here on this 1/2 inch score, and you'll notice I cut out this little tab right here. I don't need it, okay? Don't need it. So I love that it's called tear and tape, and you can see why, because you tear the tape. We're not that fancy, are we? I'm gonna release the tension on it, and this little tool I'm gonna use, I'm sure you have something similar. We call it the take a pick tool, and it makes it so easy to peel that off, okay? Now I'm just gonna fold this and adhere it right over that tear and tape. Look at that. You can see the box is coming together. Now this is something else I love about this box, because at the bottom, I don't have to put tape all over everything. I can put it just on one side out of all 4 of those tabs. As long as I put it on, oh my gosh, Lyle, look at that, my tear and tape. I told you I use it. It's gone. All right, well, for the sake of what we're doing, I'm going to just use my Stampin' Seal. But I'll go back to my supplies and get some more tear and tape momentarily. All right, I'm gonna close this up, just putting it right there on one of those 4 tabs. And I like to take my bone folder again and kind of hammer it down in there. If my dogs bark, that's because they think somebody's knocking at the door. That just holds it sturdy, okay? Now, here's the beauty of this box. You could be done with it. You could say, I'm done, I'm gonna stick something in there. But the way that the box is designed, it's meant to kind of fold in. What side do I want to be my front? I want this. Kind of take your fingers right here and fold it in, just like that, okay? So it kind of looks like a little milk carton, right? And now the fun part. Now we're gonna decorate. So what I'm gonna do is, you can adhere, you can punch holes and tie ribbon if you want to. I'm actually gonna just put a little, what are the little fancy paper clip? I actually have some of these in really cute colors. I just don't have one handy, but I'm sure you'll have one. So I'm gonna put that to hold it closed, but of course I'm not done. I need to decorate it and make it cute. I'll lay it there so you can see it. So what I'm gonna do, and the reason I love this Stampin' Up! Paper is because it's double-sided. And so I kind of call the pretty side the A side, and then the other side that has pretty subtle patterns most of the time, the B side. So what I would encourage you to do is grab your favorite punch. This is the one that I'm enjoying working with lately. And just punch out whatever you want it to be. So it can be any shape, it really doesn't matter, okay? But this is going to go right there. And I know you're like, well, Julie, why aren't you putting it there right now? Well, you're just gonna have to wait. We are going to go to our card, and then we're gonna come back and finish this up, okay? You'll see why in just a minute, so hang with me. So I'm gonna set this aside. Now let's go over to the card. So this is the fun fold I'm gonna teach you. And again, this is simply using Stampin' Up! World Designer Series paper, pattern paper that you have. Now, one of the things I love about our pattern paper is that it coordinates with our cardstock. So the color that I'm using here has what is called Secret C, which I thought was pretty applicable for a cruise and crop event. And then the cardstock is also Secret C. So our ink and our cardstock and our papers, all the same color family. So you never have to worry about having reds that don't match. I know we've all been there. So let me show you how to make this. Okay, so I've taken a piece of Secret C, and again, I've cut it to 8.5 by 5.5. That's kind of just our regular card dimension. I'm gonna pull that trimmer back out again, and I'm gonna score it in the middle here at 4.25. Now, could I just fold it in half? I sure could, but you'll see why I wanna score it here in just a second. Now, when I fold it over, okay, I just have a regular card base, but I want to show you an easy, gosh, this almost doesn't even count as a fun fold, but it is a bit of a different fold, and it's just so easy. I'm going to trim off 1 inch, okay, 1 inch. And I'll set that aside. I don't know about you, but I sure save scraps. That's why this is a really good project. So this is my card base right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going back to that paper. Remember I told you guys we're going to use up that paper, okay? We're using it up. We are breaking through our hesitancy to use our pretty paper. We are using pretty paper right now. I'm going to cut this paper. This is 6x6. Isn't that gorgeous? It has another side that coordinates. I love this paper. This is part of our beautiful gallery designer series paper, and it is stunning. But I'm going to cut this piece down. I'm going to cut it to 5 1/4. I know you're like, Julie, why don't you just leave your trimmer down? You keep reaching for it. I know I do. By 3, okay? 5 1/4 by 3. So that's what I have. I'll just set that trimmer over there. We'll be okay. I don't need all this space. Yeah, that works. And then I'm going to adhere it to this front of the card, okay? So by using these dimensions, basically what I've done is I've trimmed down 1/4 inch all the way around. And so that's going to give me a nice secret C border, okay? So there's that. Now I'm going to go back to this piece. Remember I told you how we have a coordinating piece on the other side, kind of the A side and the B side? I'm going to take this piece. It's already cut to 5 1/4, so I don't need to do that. And I think I'll cut that to about 1 1/2. Okay. So 1 1/2. And now what I'm going to do, I had to put it over there. It's bugging me. Is adhere it so the opposite side shows. Okay, this is the kind of card if you're like, I need to mass produce some cards, but I want them to have a little bit of something different. This is the way to go. I tell people my teaching style and my design style is simple with a little sass. Simple with a little sass. So there's that. There's our base right there. Now, what are we going to do? Well, do you remember that punch I told you about before? This one right, oh wait, that's the wrong one. This one right here. I am going to take this punch and I am going to punch out using, do I want to use the secret C? I don't think I do. I want to use white. Okay. So let me go, there's a piece right here. Let me go to my stash. Do you guys do this? I have just a package of white cardstock that is just all my scraps that I keep handy for exactly a time like this. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 things here. I am going to punch out my focal image here. Okay, and then I'm going to trim this down as well. I thought I was done with that trimmer. Salva, when are you going to learn? When are you going to learn? So I'm going to trim it to 5 1/4. That little piece is gone. And then I'm just going to trim it right there. So it's just going to be a little narrow strip. Looks to be about 1.5 inches by 5 1/4. The reason that I'm doing that is because I'm going to put that right in here. So this way, if I want to, I can write a little note on it, or I can cut it a little bit bigger if I want to write more. In fact, you know what? Let's do that. That does look kind of weird, doesn't it? Just having that small piece right there. I've got plenty of paper in here. I can cut a bigger one. So why don't I cut this one? This will go right back in the scrap pile. Cut this one to 5 1/4. And I think I'll probably cut it to, I think I'm going to cut it to 2 3/8. I think that would be about right. Normally I run from 8ths like the wind, but yeah, that looks better, right? That looks better. Okay, one other thing about me to know, and if you watch any of my YouTube videos or come over to my Stamp and Shine Facebook group, you will know I am not scared to make a mistake because I have made many of them. Okay, so this is where I could really write my sentiment there. Okay, so back to our focal piece here. This is going to be adhered here, but I need a sentiment, right? I need a sentiment. And that was the same problem that I had with my box. Like, where are my sentiments going to be? Hold on, people. I've got your problem solved. I want to show you an amazing stamp. This stamp, and I am sure that you have sentiments at your home, okay? So you can use any sentiment you want, but I really like this, and I'm going to tell you why. This is called Many Messages, and you can see, looking at this, there are many messages on this stamp. Well, I want to show you how great this works, because I know you're like, well, Julie, what do you do? I mean, you have to like pick one and then ink up around it, and that just seems hard. I'm not interested in that. Well, guess what? Anything hard, I'm not doing either. So, secret C, remember I told you our paper and our ink all match. So I'm going to ink this block up, or this stamp. Side note, when you have a large stamp, it's always easier to turn it upside down and tap, 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 tap to ink it up. So I'm doing the whole thing, And I know right now you might be like, well, that seems okay, but that's going to be hard to cut them all out, and it just seems still like a little much. Just wait. So I'm going to lay white over the top of it, and then I'm just going to rub it with my hands. Now you could grab a piece of copy paper if you wanted, or another scrap paper if you didn't want to take a chance of getting ink on your hands, but if you stamp or do anything with ink, you get ink on your hands. Now look at that, okay? It has all, send that over there, all those words have stamped. Now, right now, you might be like, well, yeah, but now what are you going to do? I mean, I love that you have, you know, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I love that you have 19 sentiments, Salva, but I mean, it seems like a little much. It might, until you recognize that there's a die. There is a die that coordinates with all of these sentiments. And look, when you run it through your cutting machine, every one of those pops right out. How easy is that, you guys? That's amazing. And look what we have left. I mean, that is amazing. So if I wanted to in front of y'all, but I don't, all I do is line my die up and run it through my cutting machine. I mean, this I love. So remember, we need a sentiment, not a problem anymore. So for this card, I'm going to use what one? Forever Friends. I like that one. You guys like that one? Okay. Let me pop it on up. No, you know what? I'm going to use You're Incredible. I like that one better with the little banner. Okay. So I'm going to pop it up. And by pop it up, I just mean I'm going to use, now this is funny. These are pop dots in any other world, but in Stampin' Up! World, we will call these Stampin' Dimensionals, because if we can name something with 4 words instead of 1, we're going to do it. Okay. And I think I'm actually going to turn this punched image this way so that I get that fun divot at the top and the bottom. Oh, you guys. So cute, so quick. And so easy. I mean, truly, it just couldn't get any easier than this. Now, the one thing I want you to remember is you only put adhesive up at the top, because if you put it at the bottom, then your card's not going to open. That's not going to work. Okay? So, You're Simply Incredible. Just let me move it up a little bit. Quick and easy card. And we got to have a little bit of fun with it. So I'm going to put some gems. These are actually flat pearls on it. And again, because all of the colors match, I'm actually going to go with this. This is called Cloud Cover. So I'm going to get these off, and I will put a couple of them. I'm going to go with a couple small ones now. You know what? I'm going to go there and there. And then I'm going to take that one off and put it right there. And there you go. You're Simply Incredible. And that is a quick, easy card to send somebody. I can go back now to my gift. And for this one, I think I will use, I'll go back here to Forever Friends. Okay. Forever Friends. And I'll pop it right back up. So where did I put them? You guys, I lose my dimensionals all the time. I will have them. Oh, here they are. I know if you're watching this, you're probably like, oh my gosh, Julie, they're right there. Let me tell you something. Speaking of, if you're watching this, if you leave a comment, I will go through and draw, after this has been shown, I'll go through and draw for a package of these flat pearls. an unused package, of course. And I'll mail them to somebody. So if that interests you, make sure that you do that. All right, we're almost done. I'm gonna put this right here. Oh, I love it. And I love the contrast with the pattern paper there. And one final thing, let's put some ribbon right through that. That'll kind of make that clip look so much cuter. So there's my ribbon. And the ribbon, this is called Darling Duckling, and it's actually the same yellow that is in this paper and that I punched my focal point image out of. I like this ribbon. Now, another thing you're going to learn about me if you ever watch any of my videos is that I am not shy with ribbon. I always say life is too short to chintz on ribbon. So I cut a long piece of ribbon because I like big, pretty bows. I'm in the South. I'm outside of Nashville. And if you've seen any of our children down here, you know we put big old bows in their hair, right? So, all right. I'll finagle with that bow later and get it looking prettier. Oh, I can't do it. Y'all, I can't do it. You can't leave. You cannot leave. I've got to get the bow right now. Remember what I told you? I'll make a mistake or two. And finagle in with a bow and get you every time. There we go. That can work. Okay, trim. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. And inside here, you can put whatever you want to put. I happen to have a little bit of candy over here. Some little sun-kissed fruit chews. I like to, when people, when I mail people something, I like to put a little candy in their package. So, oh, so cute. So there we go. There is one box that I taught you, the 2468 box, easy that you can use some of that pattern paper up, and then a quick and easy card, also easy too. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you are going on a cruise and crop cruise soon, and it's time for me to say goodbye. Well, hey, Cruise and Crop, again, congratulations. That's just outstanding, 300 cruises. I hope that those of you watching this are going on one. I'll show you the projects one more time. Quick and easy. And if you like this, if you like my teaching style, you will love the teaching style of Melissa and Deborah, the girls that are co-hosting the Stamp and Sale cruise with me, because they are so much better than I am. But if you're interested, you can follow my YouTube channel, you can like and subscribe, you can join my Stampin' Up! Community. All the links to everything Julie Salva and Stamp and Shine Julie Salva are included in the description in this video. So Cherie, team, you guys are amazing. Thank you for the fun that you have brought into my life. And on behalf of everybody else watching, thanks for them too. See you next time on 301. Bye-bye.